Sorry, just having breakfast, just having a big bowl of brown sugar, because that's what everybody does, right? They start their day with a massive bowl of sugar, because that's all everybody does, right? They eat sugar. And hey, everybody out there, is that what you did too? You did that this morning? This is brown sugar. I like white sugar. I like brown sugar. I have it every morning, a big bowl of it, just like this. I know some people have cereal and some people have bacon and eggs. I have a big bowl of brown sugar. All this sugar right here, 2 grams, 3 grams, 10 grams, 20 grams of sugar. That's what, 25 grams of sugar? No, that's 30 grams of sugar. How many grams are in that spoon right there? So maybe I eat more than 30 grams of sugar. I think I'm eating a pound of sugar. Is this a pound? That's what I have every morning for breakfast, just like everybody else. Almost everybody else. We eat straight sugar, right? By the way, you guys, before we go into sugar fear, it's a very important topic for a lot of reasons, because everybody is brain screwed over sugar, brainwashed. They're demented over sugar. You see it out there? It's like, what is going on? Another thing too, white lung syndrome, mystery pneumonia, heading to town, heading to a theater near you. We have the mystery pneumonia, heading to a theater near you. Heading to a town, a village near you around the globe. Mystery white lung pneumonia, courtesy of wherever Crazyville. Exactly, you guys. So the bottom line is, do you have your tools? Are you ready? I'm going to talk about like pneumonia a little bit, the fluid in the lungs, how that works, what's going on with that. I'm going to go into that a little bit and talk about also what you can do to protect yourselves. So when you catch white lung, you have a shot to surpass it with ease, or more ease than say somebody else, so you don't get all that fluid in the lung and everything else. Very important topics today: sugar fear and the white lung syndrome, mystery pneumonia that's spreading rampantly. We're going to go into details about that too, a little bit about like, what is it? They're calling it just like mycoplasma. What is it? Bacteria? Huh? That's what they're saying too. You guys got to hang in there for this episode, seriously. We're live right now, by the way. Oh, by the way, guess what I'm making? I'm making mini frittatas. Woohoo! Mini frittatas. Stick around for that. It's easy to make. And when I say easy, I have the oven on set for 350. We're going to be jamming on these things. You guys, do you have your protocols book? If you don't have this book, get it. If you don't have the $20 or whatever it is for Amazon.com US, go to the library, get it for free. Why? Critical reasons. Here's one right now. Tell a friend or whatever. Tell somebody you know. Critical reasons. And I'm going to one right here, okay? So, because of cold and flu. See the cold and flu section right here? Children's dosages and so forth, and adult dosages and so forth. Look right here in this book, Protocols book. Get this book, have it, bring it to your doctor, whatever you want to do. Have it ready. Look at the protocols for mystery flu, cold, whatever, what have you, what have you. It's in here. Check it out. Make sure you have the protocols book. You won't be disappointed. Critical. SOC and I didn't put this book together for no reason. Very important. And it's 55% off. The Brain Saver book is 55% off. That one right there too, by the way. Get these books. Get them free at the library if you need to. Very important. But either way, have them. So check them out. Get them for Christmas. Get them for presents. Get them for President's Day. That's actually really good. That's a good one right there. Get the books for President's Day. Hey, it's President's Day. Get the medical medium books. So listen, Protocols. This is Protocols. It's 50% off. Amazon.com US right now. If you guys just came on here, stick around. If you're getting kicked off right now of IG, because that's what happened. They start kicking everybody off. It's just everybody just starts getting kicked off. Go to Telegram. Go to Rumble, go to YouTube right now, if you can even find it, if you're lucky. Medical Medium YouTube. Go to medicalmedium.com. See this streamed live right now at medicalmedium.com. Tell somebody else if they get kicked off and they're like, where did you go? What happened? Just whatever. Try to get somebody there. But either way, you want to catch this white lung syndrome talk. You want to catch this mystery pneumonia talk. And you want to catch the sugar fear talk. Please. And right there, dosages, protocols, critical information. In the protocols book, we're going to talk about that fluid that gets in the lungs. We're going to talk about that pus that everybody has anyway in their liver. People walk around with this pus in their liver every day and lymphatic system because their lymphatic system is overflowing with pus and yellow crap coming from their burdened livers. And then when the mysterious pneumonia rushes through, which we're going to talk about a little bit more about what that is, when that pneumonia is rushing through and people are already filled with pus because they're not doing the 28-day cleanse, they're not doing the mono cleanse, they're not doing the heavy metal detox, they're not doing the HMDS, cleanses, they're not doing any of the good stuff, they're not doing the morning cleanses, they're not taking care of their liver. And then when that white lung starts to pour into town, all that pus sitting in the liver that's been built up over time just really explodes into the lymphatic and everywhere else. The lungs fill up with fluid. You get the pneumonia. You get the cough. That's from also being burdened. Everybody's so burdened with all kinds of things. But either way, protocols are critical when you're dealing with that kind of stuff. Coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Yeah, making that list. He's checking it twice. Gonna find out if you've been naughty or nice. The white lung stuff is coming to town. Wendy says, I'm currently on day 13 of the 30 days brain shot therapy cleanse. That is really awesome. Love it. Brain shot therapies as well. I'd like to juggle these in the moment. These are actually really heavy books, by the way. Be careful. Don't drop them on your foot. These are like really thick. Filled with information. All right. Let's get down to it. Let's stop fooling around. We got to take stuff serious. Have you downloaded the cold and flu toolkit? Have you done that? You guys can tell I'm excited today. I'm excited. I am. It's been a little while. Haven't been live in a little while, and I want to make sure I can offer you guys everything I can, and I'm excited about it. And we're going to make some food, and I'm freaking hungry. So I'm excited. On IG right there. This book helped me quit alcohol and weed. Life-changing. I'm not allowed to say the word marijuana. I'm not allowed to say the word marijuana. Not allowed to say it because TikTok kicked me off once again just from saying Mara somebody. It's actually insane. Aquarius says, the first time I got C, I didn't have this critical info. I was sick for a month. The second time I had and followed these protocols, I was sick for 2 days. I hear that all the time. Friends and family and everything with these protocols. Get your cold and flu toolkit. Download that. medicalmedium.com. Look at the link is in the description. And make sure you have protocols for those protocol infos. Does your books talk about radiation damage? It's the only books that mentioned radiation. The very first darn book did a radiation tea. Hello. The HMDS is incredible for radiation. The heavy metal detox smoothie is freaking amazing. Every time I go through an airport, man, I'm doing the HMDS. I'm doing the heavy metal detox smoothie because I need to suck up that radiation. Because that's how much radiation's in the airport when you go through it. So yes, that's all I've talked about is radiation. These are the first health books talking about all the different aspects of radiation. It's this book series right here. And so, yeah, and I do the heavy metal detox smoothie when I go through the airport. You better believe it. After the airport, boom, you better believe it. I want to suck up whatever radiation just went into me, that foul radiation that just goes into everybody. All right. So, moving right along. We got a lot to talk about, but I just want to make sure truly that you guys are protected and understand that there is ways to protect us. It's right here in the cold, flu, and C protocols. Right there. Cold, flu, and C protocols. Right there. Supplements, dosages, all of it. This is powerful. People all over the world use this right here. Do you have this book? Seriously. All right, let's get into it. Link is in the description. In the bio, the cold and flu toolkit. All right. You guys, I just want to help. That's what I want to do. Do you mind? You guys mind? All right. I still have a heck of a big breakfast I want to finish. Just bear with me a second here. Sugar. Straight sugar. Just a whole bowl of brown sugar right there. And I find it refreshing in the morning. I do. Because everybody does that, right? You guys do it? You just eat a big ass bowl of sugar in the morning? No, you don't. That's right. No one does. That's right. No one does. That's right. Okay? No one eats a freaking bowl of sugar in the morning, but everybody acts like they are. Everybody talks like they are. No one sits there eating a big, stupid bowl of sugar every day. They don't. But that's how ridiculous the health movement has been. That's how ridiculous all the health whoever have been. Because no one's eating straight sugar. You know why? You know what they're doing? I'll tell you why. This is critical to know. They're eating sugar with fat. They're eating sugar with fat. You see that right there? What's on top of those pancakes right there? You see that? You see? It's on top, right? They're eating sugar with fat. Combined. That's where the problem is. I've been watching the health movement literally re-engineer itself, trying to figure it out for decades. And they don't get it. Oh, I quit sugar. Really? What did you quit? Were you eating sugar all day long? No, I never ate sugar out of a bowl all day long. Then what are you talking about? You quit sugar? No, you mean you dialed it down on the fat. That's what you dialed down on. You dialed down the fat and the sugar combined. You weren't eating sugar. You dialed down the fat because in those pancakes is a whole ton of fat and milk, egg fat, butter fat, whatever, butter on top of those pancakes. That's the whole point. What you dialed down was the fat. That's what you dialed down. Do you guys get it? Hey, I quit sugar. I quit eating sugar. I cut back on sugar. I hear it all the time. Yeah, I'm cutting back on sugar. I'm working out now. I'm in the gym. I'm kickboxing, right? I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I back down the sugar. No, you back down the fat. Yeah, with some sugar. But that's what you back down. Do you know? You can talk to the smartest, what you think is the smartest dudes, trainers, the smartest exercise dudes, the smartest health gurus, the smartest podcast doctors you want to talk to, and them guys don't even get it. None of them get it. And they're all doing the same old broken record. Yeah, you cutting back on the sugar, you cutting back on the carbs, or you cutting back on the sweets, processed foods, right? All the sweets. That's what you're cutting back on. That's the bad stuff. You go to a dentist, cut back on your sugar. Cut back on your sugar. Did you cut back on your sugar? You cut back on the fat. And that's why people improve. They cut back on the fat. That's why they improve. Okay? Is that a bowl of sugar? I want to know. Is that a bowl of sugar? Everybody thinks that's a bowl of sugar right there. That's fat. Ice cream, fat. So important to know. You guys, this is critical to know right here. Right? You cutting down on the sugar? Oh, I'm cutting down on the sugar. No, dude, you're cutting down on the piles of fat you're eating. Oh, I'm cutting down on the sugar right here. No, dude, you're cutting down on the fat you're eating. Right? Oh, yeah, I'm cutting down on the sugar right here. Cutting down on the sugar. You're cutting down on the fat. Load it with fat. That is what you are cutting it down on. That's why you're losing a couple of pounds. That's why you're starting to get a little healthier. That's why you're following this trainer. He's got you cutting down on the sugar. Dude, you're cutting down on the fat. That's the reason why you're turning your life around a little bit. That's how it works. Simple as that. Hold on, I got a delivery. Delivery right here on the corner. Don't worry here. All right. Thank you. Yeah. No, the tip. The tip is right there. Yep, thank you. Oh, God, I can't wait to eat this. I'm actually hungry for this right here today. Because you know what? The only thing is, though, is I better back down on this pizza. You know why? I need to back down on the sugar. That's why. I need to back down on the sugar. No, it's not sugar. It's the fat in that pizza. It's that pepperoni fat. It's that cheese fat. It's the oil fat that's been dumped on your pizza. That is what the problem is. That makes sugar evil. That's what turns sugar into evil. And people don't know it, but that's it right there. It's all the fat. Can't eat that pizza. Lots of carbs, man. I got to back down on my sugar. I'm backing down on the pizza. Dude, you're backing down on the fat. That's the point. Because no one's just eating sugar. No one is eating just sugar. It's not happening on any level. It does not happen. If you're eating bowls and bowls of sugar in the morning, then you're the only person on this planet doing it. Only person on this planet that's doing it. If you're eating a big old bowl of sugar, you're the only one on this entire planet. Only one. And even if some dude is in a sugarcane field and he hacks a big stalk of the fresh sugarcane and he presses it through a press and it juices the sugarcane into a big old bowl, guess what? That's part sugar, big part of all water, trace minerals, nutrients, phytochemical compounds. The sugar is this much. Everything else is there. The sugar is this much. Everything else is there in there. You see? No one eats straight sugar like that in the morning. It doesn't exist, but you sure as hell can think they do. If I did not know anything, if I came off of a spacecraft, if I was abducted 20 years ago by some alien race, and they had me up there and they were experimenting on me and doing whatever, and they decided to let me go 20 years later and drop my butt off. I know I was dropped off, I didn't know nothing, or 40 years later didn't know nothing, or 50 years, whatever. If they abducted me when I was 2 years old and dropped me off now, I would think everybody was eating tons and tons of bowls and bowls of sugar. I'd be on the internet like, whoa, this person quit carbs. Whoa, this person quit sugar. Whoa, this person's off their sugar. I'd be like, whoa, what was everybody doing? Eating piles and piles of sugar. And that's how ridiculous it is. Brad says, no, carbs turn fat into evil. Fat turns carbs into evil. Yeah, that's how it goes. All right, so what happens when you put fat and sugar together? When you put fat and sugar together, you inhibit yourself from getting something so important, which is the nutrients. Nutrients. I'm taking this supplement. I'm taking this powder. I'm at my doctor's office. He gave me this powder. I'm taking this supplement. I'm eating this. Oh, I got a superfood here. And guess what? Without sugar, useless. Useless. The sugar takes nutrients into your cells. info right there. Have to say it. I've been screaming it, published it, you name it. Nutrients don't enter the cells unless you have sugar to take them in. So all those nutrients that we have, vitamin Bs, vitamin D, this, that, you need nutrients to take it in. All kinds of different anthocyanins, antioxidants. You need sugar to take the nutrients in. You need that sugar to drive it in. You want those nutrients in. You want to get those nutrients to get into every cell. You want them into your nerve cells. You want them into your brain. You want them into your liver. You want them into your pancreas. You want them into every aspect of your body. But those phytochemical compounds, those healing nutrients, those polyphenols, those anthocyanins, all of it can't enter into a cell unless sugar takes it in. So, but everybody's against sugar. And in the end, all they do is because they don't know and haven't been taught, they end up just binging on garbage that has fat and sugar because they end up starving themselves from carbs, but their brain needs the sugar, so they hold off the carbs. And what happens is they get hungry, and then next thing you know what they're eating, guess what? They're eating a chocolate bar. That's what they're eating. A nice chocolate bar. This looks like a good chocolate bar. This is a really good chocolate bar right here. That's a good one. And then they become like slaves to chocolate, slaves to caffeine, slaves to... That's what they become slaves to. It's terrible. And then they're high because they have to go to chocolate every minute because they're withholding all these carbs, they're withholding all these sugars. But ooh, what's chocolate? What's a chocolate bar? Sugar. Sugar and fat combined. Once again, sugar and fat combined. And every time we have sugar and fat combined, what you get is insulin resistance. Everybody's walking around with insulin resistance every single day. They're walking around with insulin resistance. That's what they're doing. Yeah, you got it. And their A1C gets driven up. Over time, their A1C gets driven up. They don't know what to eat. They don't know what to do. Then they hold off away from carbs. They stay away from fruit. They stay away from everything. They're scared to eat anything. And then they end up binging. Cheat days. Cheat days to make up for the loss of carbs. Cheat days to make up for the loss of sugar. And then those cheat days end up being fat and sugar combined. Back to the evil. Back to sugar and fat combined. And you see it out there all the time. It's unbelievable. So-called glucose experts now. Influencers that seem to know a lot about glucose. Influencers seem to know a lot about type 2 diabetes. But they don't. They'll sit there and be like, "What you need to have your nuts with your apple. You need to have this with this." And it's like, dude, you're just making insulin resistance for the person. And I go, "We got a food plan you can buy. Buy our $300 food plan, and you'll learn when to eat something and when not to eat something." When you look at that, I look at that stuff. I look at that stuff now, and I'm like, "Oh, dude, you just made an insulin resistance bomb for that person. That person in 2 years is going to have hypoglycemia, hyperglycemia. They're going to be all over the map, and they just paid for your useless $300 program, and they're not going to know if they're coming or going in a year or 6 months. They're just going to be all over the food map. Like, what is going on? It's crazy out there. What's happening? What I recommend from SOC is you don't have fat in the morning if you can help it. If you're going to eat fat during the day sometime, so be it. I can't control you. I can't stop you. You got your own free will. I can't just show up at your door and be like, "Whoa, what did you just eat?" I can't. But I get it. Life is hard. We eat all kinds of different stuff. The point is that people are just stuck in a place where they're chasing their tail, and they got the insulin resistance. Bodybuilders have to bulk and cut. Did you know that? They bulk and cut. And did you know something else? Okay. You see all over the place, TikTok, wherever, Instagram and everything, you see all these health influencer experts. They're 20. They're 24. They're 23. They're 28. You see these bodybuilder dudes are like 31, 28, 29. They're young. When you're young, you could sit there, and a lot of people when they're young, you could eat a pizza a night, go to the beach for 3 hours, bake in 98-degree heat, drink a whole ton of vodka and tequila at night, sleep it off, boom, the next day you're in the gym. You can get a burger and fries in the middle of the afternoon. You're young. You're young. You know? They're giving tips everywhere. This is how my skin looks good. You're 24 years old. This is how my skin looks good. This is working here. Oh, see how luscious my hair is over here. Dude, you're 22. Oh, try my hair care products. Try my skin products. You're 21. I'm a model, and here's what I recommend. I'm a model, and I'm over here in France, and here's what I recommend. My skincare line. You're 26 years old. You're 26 years old, and you're pampered to death. So, the thing is it's like, I noticed that. That's like the younger the influencer, it's like next, like it's unbelievable, right? But meanwhile, it's like SOC has written in the books before, everybody's a chump that follows a chump that follows a chump that follows a chump, and they all go down to the pit of death together in the end. And in the end, it doesn't even matter. Because who the hell cares? Because we're all going to die. What, you're going to live to be 180? I saw a podcast doctor saying, I'm going to live to be 165 years old. And the guy's like doing some resistance training. He's a podcast doctor. I'm going to live to be 165. With my programs, I can sell you. You guys in on it? You in on it? Yeah, okay. Because chump follows chump, follows chump, follows chump, and they all land in the pit of death together in the end. No matter what. Whatever. All right. That's what you do when you have celery force before you go live. I try not to have celery force before I go live. But sometimes I do it. All right. Okay, we got a lot to do. I got to make food. I got to cook. You name it. But let's talk about white lung a little bit. We talked about insulin resistance. We talked about nutrients getting into cells. You need the sugar to get it into cells. Brain cells need sugar. They do. Brain cells need sugar. Your brain, right? It's upside down. Your brain needs sugar. Critical to keep it alive. It dies without sugar. It needs it. Glucose. Without glucose going to the brain cells, they die quickly. Neurons, nerve cells, neurotransmitter chemicals won't work. Yes, you need trace minerals. That's why I love the celery juice. Boom. Yes, you need oxygen. That's why we breathe and we get oxygen. But if you don't have the sugar, that oxygen, those trace minerals aren't going to get you far. It has to be sugar, which is glucose, combined with those trace minerals. Boom, medical medium information in the books, the trace minerals, the electrolytes with the sugar. It's that combination that brings our brain to life. And then if you want to get metals and junk and garbage out of the brain that's inhibiting, creating OCD and bipolar and depression, anxiety, and all these problems, you want to get those metals out, then you need the tools, right? You need the tools. Just a reminder really quick, you guys, this is on sale 50% off, Amazon.com US. If you think I'm trying to sell you a book because I'm trying to sell you a measly book, go to the library, get it out for free. I am fine with that. Everybody go to the library, please. I beg of you, I ask you, go get them for free. Many years I've dropped a lot of books off to libraries. I've purchased them myself. I've delivered them to myself to libraries. And so get them for free. But either way, this book is critical. We're going to talk about white lung in a minute. We're just still cutting through a little bit. All right. So what kind of sugar do we need? Some screaming sugar. I'm yelling sugar. But what the heck am I talking about? Oranges, mangoes, cherries, berries, plums, apples, pears, bananas, melons, anything else I can think about at the top of my head. Fruit, right? Different berries. Grapes are fine too, right? All these different fruits are great. And then winter squashes, potatoes, sweet potatoes. Boom, red sweet potatoes, red potatoes, purple potatoes, maple syrup, yeah, honey, coconut water too. Just a little bit of sugar in there as well, combined with the electrolytes and all that. Dr. Fon, good to see you. Dr. Fon, breast milk is mostly sugar. That's why it's so sweet and is the best food for developing human brains. Breast milk isn't made out of corn oil and soy oil. Breast milk isn't made out of GMO soy and corn, like the formula, the baby formula. I'm not harping on the baby formula. If that's all you got, if you're a mommy, you can't breastfeed, and you're in a situation where you don't know how to make your own breast milk, no one taught you how to make the medical medium breast milk, which is an incredible option for women that can't breastfeed. If you haven't learned and you don't know about it, and you see you got to use a can of baby formula, and that formula is nothing but GMO corn, GMO soy. I understand. But our breast milk isn't made out of that. It's not made out of whey protein powder mixed with corn oil, corn syrup, corn sugar, and soy oil. That's not our breast milk. Our breast milk is made out of glucose from anywhere your body can possibly get it from. And then a small amount of protein and a hyper small amount of fat. A hyper small amount of fat. Breast milk isn't all this fat. Breast milk isn't butter and all this oil and all this grease. Breast milk isn't that. It is primarily sugar and water and minerals. Women who don't get enough glucose, they'll have trouble making breast milk for their babies. I've helped people one-on-one for so many years, you guys, so many different people over the years. And their breast milk would dwindle down no matter what they'd be eating cheeseburgers, they'd be eating whatever eggs, and their breast milk would actually lessen and become weak with a lot of women. Not all women, but a lot of women won't have that glucose storage inside. And so they're eating all these things and they're getting enough carbs, but something's wrong. And then you have to switch gears. You got to remove the fats. You got to get the fats down. And then the breast milk gets all juicy and it starts to fill when there's enough carbohydrate and a little less fat. It's critical for bringing breast milk back. I didn't know I'd be talking about breast milk today. Thank you, Dr. Fon, for putting that out there. A good place to start is Medical Medium Morning Cleanse. Medical Medium Morning Cleanse is a great place to start. You can just start here with Cleanse to Heal if you want. The Medical Medium Morning Cleanse helps to clean up the liver, helps to cleanse the liver, helps to move it forward. It's one thing on its own. All right, so let's move into white lung. So, look, I'm just saying, right, that if I caught the mystery pneumonia, that if I caught it, I'll tell you what would not be in my diet. I would not be eating eggs. I would not be eating cheese. I would not be eating milk. I would not be eating those. There's no way I would be eating those when there is something going around that's going around like it is, right? I would not be cracking the eggs open. I would make eggs for a family member, for a friend, if they came over. I would go and get some eggs if I had a guest that liked scrambled eggs. And I would literally, the Medical Medium, okay, has many times, a guest coming over, a family friend coming over. Medical Medium has many times went out, got the eggs out, cracked open the eggs. Medical Medium didn't make them do celery juice and make them do the heavy metal detox smoothie and make them do the spinach soup and the healing broth. No, I got some eggs, I cracked them open, cooked them right in my pan, right in the kitchen, and fed everybody the best scrambled eggs you ever could eat. The best stuff you could ever eat. The best scrambled eggs you could ever eat. It doesn't change the fact that the eggs are how the white lung pneumonia is even here. So, the white lung pneumonia, pathogen, they're not calling it viral, but it's viral. It's viral. They'll call it mycoplasma bacteria, but it's viral. The white lung pneumonia that's here now was raised in those. Was raised in those in labs and then somehow got out. That's why whether egg people and trainers and all the dietitians on TikTok and anybody else who's talking to anybody else that's a hater of Medical Medium sitting there screaming about eggs and how I'm wrong, those morons don't realize that that's how these bugs got even here. Because what classified medical research and science did was they just opened up the top of the egg and they put the pathogens in and procreated them, and that's how they make them. That's why C is here. That's why pneumonia. That's why the flu. That's why whatever colds are still around that you think are still around. That's why anything and everything is still here. That's why your herpes simplex 1 is even here to begin with. That's why your Epstein-Barr is even here to begin with. It was raised in labs, in eggs. So what I'm trying to tell you is, first thing I would do, I would get the info, know what I'm doing. I would get the protocols, take it to your doctor if you'd like. Okay? Stopped eating eggs for 3 days, drinking celery juice, and feel so much better. Crazy to think I've been eating eggs every day. I got mono in high school and searching for advice. I'm grateful for medical medium. Yeah, Anika, Anik, A-N-K-E. So when white lung is going on out there, I would not eat an egg. I don't eat eggs anyway. But I would not eat an egg because I don't want this in my body feeding that bug that's going around, because I don't want fluid in my lungs and I don't want pus in my lungs, and I don't want my lymphatic system taken over by fluid and pus, and I don't want my liver beaten down, and so I'm not going to eat an egg. I'm not. Another thing I'm not going to eat because of white lung going around, see if I can find some right here. Another thing I would not eat, since white lung's going around, cheese. Would not eat cheese. You can eat what you want. You got your own free will. You got your own doctors. You got your own whatever healthcare providers telling you what to do. You listen to them, right? But I'm saying what I wouldn't do. I would stay away from cheese with these bugs going around, because them bugs, they love to eat this. And if this is in all tied up in your lymphatic system, the mucus and the crud from this is all sitting in your lymphatic system, your lymph, it's all sitting in your liver. What's going to happen is it's going to make it so when white lung comes around, that virus that comes around is going to spew out so much mucus, is going to produce so much mucus, and it's not going to have a place to go. And that's why people's lungs fill up. It's why kids' lungs are filling up, and they're in the hospitals right now. Their lungs are filling up with fluid because they're on so many of these things. Of course, their immune system is also low for a host of different reasons. They don't know about the protocols. You know, you got all these people, I see it every day. I hear about it. I had a doctor friend tell me there's so many kids in the hospital with this white lung, and the families don't know about protocols and what kids need and stuff. They don't bring these to their doctor. And the kids are on cheese. The kids are on eggs. The adults are on cheese. Adults are on eggs. And then it rips through the family, and it knocks people down, and knocks nurses down, and knocks everybody down, you know? And then it's the craziest thing. We go through life, and we do it all over again. If you believe that this isn't our only lifetime, do you believe that this isn't our only lifetime? Tell me. Like, it's okay. If you believe this, we got one shot and one shot only. We never come back. Our soul is not even there. We don't have a soul. Our soul doesn't come back into this lifetime. Our soul doesn't come back into another body. There's no way, AW, it doesn't happen. We die and that's it. Well, okay. You die, you're gone, that's it then. But if you believe we come back here, and we come back here again, and we may come back here again, if you believe that, and this isn't our only shot here, this isn't our only moment, our soul gets to walk into a physical form here, then you may not want to do what so many people do over and over again. They come back here, they're a baby, they're born, get older, die, come back again, they're born, and they get older, and then they die, come back, eat them, it's good, macaroni and cheese, boom, get older, and boop, die, come back. Linda Prescott said, what I'm saying is I'd like to break the cycle. There's a cycle Wouldn't you like to break the cycle? Wouldn't you like to break the cycle? Wouldn't you like to break the cycle once? And not get suckered? Not get suckered? Linda Prescott says, this old nurse likes your food ways. Amazing. Honored you're here. Some nurses, they like medical medium stuff. Some nurses say, blood draw? Bullshit. They don't take more than 1 vial. From what I've seen in 20 years of practice. Dude, they take 30 vials from people who are chronically sick. They take 40 vials. They take 45 vials from people who are sick. So some nurses, they're just like totally out. Some nurses are keen. They're like right on it. They get it. They get the medical medium information. They get the whole thing with the blood draw, how they take too much blood. They get the whole thing with the foods and all that. And you get some nurses, they're like, you better get your protein. You better get your protein. I mean, all nurses are great because we need help out there, but you better get your protein, and no such thing as drawing more than 3 vials of blood. I've never seen that. What? That's all they do, suck people dry. All right, let me show you a couple things. Okay, first of all, here we go. All right. We still got to talk about white lung and pneumonia, cold and flu toolkit. What's in here? I'm going to open this up. All right, you got supplementation ideas, okay? You got all that in here. But you also have the Time Tea water. When this time of year comes around, we're heading into the holidays, we're heading into Christmas. Everybody is super spreading, right? Everybody's sick, everybody's coughing their lungs out. People are fevered up. Time Tea water. You want to dial this up here. Do you have the cold and flu toolkit? Just link is in the bio, link is in the description. Right? Elderberry syrup. How to make your own elderberry syrup. Great tool, all in its own right there. Love it. Healing broth. Medical medium healing broth. Woo. You start getting sick and you're about to like come down with it. You're about to come down with the white lung. And I'll talk about white lung in a minute, what it even means and all that. But you're coming down with the cold. You're coming down with the flu. And you don't want something heavy. You don't want a steak dinner in you. You don't want a stack of pancakes like this either. You don't want a chicken. You don't want that. You don't want a pizza, big greasy oily pizza, because it's hard on the immune system. Your immune system's not going to be able to defend you and clean up that virus and those bugs. Okay? So, and I'll show you some recipes too that are options, but the healing broth. If I came down with a virus that's going around right now, giving people pneumonia, I would be doing the healing broth. I'd have my celery juice. I'd be doing coconut water. I'd be doing the healing broth. I'd be doing lemon water, actually. So these are the things I'd be doing. Ginger and tea water is what I would be doing right there. Check out this cold and flu. I would have the Brain Saver books. I would have the Protocols book. Big time, both books. Okay? These are just some of the things. It's cold and flu toolkit. Let's move on to some options. I want to show you some different incredible things in the Protocols book right here. Look at the foods in here and the recipes. Okay? Gonna put this down for a second, and we're about to make food right now, but I'm just, this is just such an oh my God, this is such an incredible book. The recipes are insane. And they are so easy on the system, easy on the immune system, supportive to the immune system. These are the things we need when we're dealing with like the white lung pneumonia that's going around. We need foods and options that are really helpful. I mean, I can go in here all day. Look at this. This is what I'm making right here. Take a look, you guys. Split screening that, baby. Look. That's what we're making today. It's with chickpea flour. Now, I want to tell you something. I know I make some pretty intense recipes sometimes overall, and you might be somebody that's already on the medical medium mono cleanse, or you're somebody that's already on you're on the morning cleanse, then you do your HMDS, you do all this other stuff, you do the 28-day cleanse, and this might not be what you want right now, but for the people who actually want something like this as an option, we got them. All right, cheese, stay away when the bugs are out to play, okay? Eggs, stay away when the bugs are out to play, okay? Important to know. If you can, if it's the only food you have and you're going to starve, eat the eggs then. If it's the only food you have some chickens in the backyard, you can't get to a store, you're going to starve to death, eat the eggs. If you got nothing else but an old piece of cheese in the refrigerator and you got nothing to eat that day, and it's the only thing that's going to keep you like stable, meaning something in your body so you have some kind of sustenance, something like that you can actually function with, then eat the cheese. But I'm saying if you have options, stay away when you're up against the pathogens that are out there right now that are sweeping through, like the white lung. Very important. So I want to go into the cold and flu right here, just for a little bit. You'll see dosages, and I'll show you on a close-up too. We'll see if the close-up camera can get up here. And check this out, what's incredible about this. All right, let me see if I can get in there. Yep, there you are, right? Voila, focus, focus. Okay. It says supplements for cold, flu, and C, right? For children, and then there's adults as well. So it goes into that, but it shows you dosages, and you can just do maybe 3 of these things. Ask your doctor what's right for you, but you can do 3 of these things. 5 of these things. You don't have to do everything if you don't want to, but you'll see at the top of the list, it'll say fresh celery juice. That's not a supplement, but if you can do it, how incredible that is. That, like, it says fresh celery juice right there for cold and flu. Fresh celery juice right there for cold and flu. That's incredible. The next one is zinc. Next one's vitamin C. The next one's lemon balm, golden seal. Check this out, thyme tea. So thyme tea, if that's all you can do, then that's what you can do. But at least you have options. It's really an incredible resource to help protect people. I don't even know what else to say. Maria says, what is the title of this book? An author, well, you know, the author, see, he's a nice guy. The author to this book. Yeah, he's a nice guy. He's helped a lot of people, and I really like him. I'm just letting you know. The title of the book is Brain Saver Protocols, Cleanses and Recipes for Neurological, Autoimmune, and Mental Health. It's by this guy named Anthony William, who's a pretty cool dude. You know, he's helped a lot of people, changed a lot in the health scene, been around for many, many years. I like that guy. So, if you get a chance, check it out. All right, moving right along. That was Exhibit A. We went through Exhibit B. What about Exhibit C? Barbara, can you help when I drink celery juice? I get bad stomach cramps. When and loose stools, is this normal? In the medical medium books, okay? I talk about you can start very, very little. Very little. If you have a lot of things, pathogens, bacteria, yeast, unproductive fungus, mold. A lot of people have all kinds of stuff right inside here, okay? And in their liver. Celery juice kills off unproductive yeast and mold. Celery juice strips down bad bacteria, strep, C. diff, H. pylori, bacteria like E. coli that actually people develop ulcers, diverticulosis, diverticulitis. They have all these different little bit of bacteria like strep, E. coli, C. diff, staph, all sits in there in the little pockets inside their intestinal tract. You put the celery juice down. If you're making it fresh, that's best. Maybe you're buying some store-bought one that's HPP, and that one might be giving you cramps. I don't know. A lot of people do that. Well, they'll tell me they're drinking celery juice, and they're getting the store-bought one. It's got all this junk in there. It's got different things mixed in. It's HPP, high-pressure pasteurization, which is actually not It means it's not raw. It means it's cooked with an experimental way of cooking it, which is actually scary. If you're going to cook something, I'd rather have you put it to heat and cook it. But whatever it is, if you're getting a little cramped up from celery juice, are you straining it? Do you know the guidelines? Do you know the information? Are you straining the celery juice? You got to strain it. That dials that down right there. That's one of the reasons why you have to strain it. It's critical, right? And then the other thing is you do a little bit at a time. If you could only do 2 ounces of celery juice, run a few sticks through and do 2 ounces. You start with that and see how it rolls. A lot of people have to acclimate. They got to acclimate. Whew. All right, making a quiche. And we're going to talk about white lung, where we're doing it. We're not making a quiche. Where did I get that idea? We're making a frittata. Quiche. We making the quiche or the frittata? Let's make it. Let's go. Let's figure this out. We need to figure it out right here. Okay. All right. So, here's what it is. It's 2 cups. The recipe calls for 2 cups of chickpea flour. You guys, hang in there. I'm not done with white lung. I want to talk about mucus. I'm going to do that when the frittatas are cooking in the oven. And then we're going to go into Exhibit D or Exhibit C. And that exhibit is the lungs right here. The lungs immune system. The white lung that's going around. The mystery pneumonia. The pus and the mucus. Please hang in there, but I got to make some food. I have to. I'm hungry. If you can have some patience, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. All right, I'm doing 4 cups of chickpea flour. So it calls for chickpea flour. Okay? And yeah, I'm going to put it in here. So that is, ooh, nice. The cameras are working good today. There's the chickpea flour right there. See? 4 cups because I'm making a big batch, not a small batch. So we got that in there. So let's start putting some stuff in here. Let's cut an onion to begin with. Actually, let's get some baking powder in here. 2 teaspoons of baking powder for 4 cups. 2 cups, 1 teaspoon. So bear with me. I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of baking powder in here. Fantastic. I'm going to put different spices, some garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. Let me drop that in here. Well, this is going to be really good. If you want to use fresh, you can use fresh. That's okay. Paprika, 2 teaspoons. You can use fresh, though, if you really want to. Comes out good either way, I swear. It does. Here's the onion powder, 2 teaspoons. Woo! Some oregano. Let's get this top open here. A little bit of oregano here. 2 teaspoons, right? Okay. Hot pepper flakes or cayenne. Do you guys see this? This came out of my garden right here, though. I don't know if you guys have seen this right here. But let me just take some of these out. Look at this. These are out of my garden. I grow a lot of cayenne peppers. I love cayenne peppers. All I need is 1 for this because these are hot. So what I'm going to do is chop this, and this is going to go right in. I'm going to move this over. This is going to go right in the bowl. We're going to mix this. Look, you can do hot pepper flakes. Check that out. Look at that. Right there, you guys. Sorry about the noise sometimes. I hit the knife really hard on there. I'm going to stir this in. Okay, got the wooden spoon. Let's stir this in. Look at that. I want to get this all nice in there. And then, ooh, no, bigger mess for later. Okay, that's mixed up. Let's get the carrot in there. I'm going to start with some carrot. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to peel this carrot. You don't have to peel a carrot. I'm going to peel it because I want a certain look too when you open up that beautiful cooked muffin, right? So I want to peel that carrot. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the peeler to make the carrot like nice and like thin pieces, because I'm going to chop those up. I don't want hunks of raw carrot in this frittata. So what I'm doing is I'm peeling the carrot back and I'm making these strips, and I'm going to cut those strips. You see, you guys, right? Careful when you use one of these. I mean, you can catch your finger and that would not be good. And I'm kind of like I get a little intense right here, so it could easily happen. All right, that should be good right there. You can do a whole carrot if you want, but you'll have a carrot cake, so you got to look out. You don't want a carrot cake in this situation. I think that's like a lot. I think that's plenty. Okay? So I'm going to do a little bit of chopping if you don't mind. And you don't want the strands to be really long inside your muffins right there, because I'm making muffins. Okay. We want to chop these up pretty good. If you guys are still on, you're hanging out, I just want to tell you a couple of things. If you like what I'm talking about with the white lung and the sugar and everything else, give me a thumbs up. That would be cool. Subscribe if you haven't. Go to my Telegram, because you guys, that's where I'm gonna be. That's where I'm gonna be a lot in the future. I'm just letting you know. So make sure you're there at my Telegram. Sign up, because I'm gonna be there a lot. Check it out. Link is in the description. You can go to medicalmeme.com too. All right, look, right there. So what I did is I finally minced some carrot, and then I'm gonna drop that carrot right into the mix. Like I said before, you don't want so much carrot that you made yourself a carrot cake. Nothing wrong with a carrot cake. I mean, a healthy carrot cake, right? I don't want people, they're eating a carrot cake filled with all this junk on it, in it. They're like, I'm eating a carrot cake. Is that healthy? I'm like, All right. Zucchini right here. Let's go. So I'm just going to cut off the ends of that zucchini. Now, the same thing with zucchini. Okay, I'm just going to cut off a couple little pieces. All right, just a couple little strange pieces. You go to the store, you buy zucchini. You'll see that right there. I'll show you in a close-up. That's somebody's fingernail that went through there, and it ain't mine. So, if I want to scare the crap out of myself, I'll ask Spirit of Compassion, whose fingernail was that? What was under that fingernail? What could potentially be in that zucchini? But I try not to ask Spirit of Compassion those questions. I just know that anything could be under somebody's fingernail, from feces to strep to everything under the sun. I've talked about this for years. Okay, so let's chop this up here. So not only do I wash stuff, and I'm going to do like a whole show on washing produce for sure. So I'm going to slice this in kind of like these kinds of slice pieces right here. Now you don't want these really big and hunky either in the mix. Okay? So what I'm going to do is cut these small. See, guys? So anyway, I wanted to talk about this pneumonia that's rushing through the U.S. right now. I would say right around Christmas time, it's going to be in the major cities. A lot of people are going to be in the emergency room. A lot of people taking a lot of antibiotics in hopes to curb it. I'm not trying to freak you out or anything. It's just that if I don't say anything about it, like when the next flu comes through or the next mysterious pneumonia comes through, if I don't remind people to be a little more cautious, like use a handy wipe on the shopping carts, on the carriage handle. Because all the Simplex on there and all the strep and all the flu on there and the white lung flu will be on there. So what I'm saying is there's different precautions you can take, and then of course protocols, right? You want your time tea every day. You want that cold and flu protocol. Okay. Guys, getting this in here. This might be like pretty much all I need. And once this is in the oven, we'll talk about the white flu. All right. Okay, next on the list, onion. The only thing with the onion is I'm just not in the mood to like be all teared up from the onion, and I'm not in the mood for that right now. You know, the watery eyes. Because this onion I noticed has been kind of sharp. I've been using this onion lately, this yellow onion. It's been pretty darn sharp. Okay. Anti-pathogenic power the onion has. That's the kind of stuff you want. Okay? You want that anti-pathogenic powerhouse, which is herbs like onions and garlic. You want that. You don't want, cheese. Cheese is just going to gum up the works and feed a pathogen, feed a virus that's going around, making it worse. And then, like cheese is going to just tie up your lymphatic system. I love it. I love it when haters of medical medium, like say certain dietitians or something, they're like, he's starving people from cheese. People need their protein. They need their cheese. I'm going to have Samantha eventually come over and make an appearance and talk about cheese and protein and things like that. But Sammy hasn't been feeling good lately. She's been under the weather herself. She caught a little something, and Sammy's been sick herself. So, yep, she's been coughing. She's got a UTI. Sammy has a bad UTI. She's coughing a lot. So Sammy's doing that. Okay. And put a little bit more onion in here. Can't help it. And then we're going to do some fresh squeezed lemon. Boom. Might even do some other stuff too. We're going to do some red bell pepper. So I noticed that Spirit of Compassion was telling me that even though we just dealt with the whole issue we did with 4 years ago with the bugs going around and stuff, Spirit of Compassion has told me that we're due for a really bad one. Not the one that's coming right now that's already landed in the U.S. That one right now. Where is my hand towel? That one's really annoying, for sure. But SOC tells me that eventually there's going to be a really bad bruiser of a brute that's going to be coming to town. And so we want strong immune systems. We want to be armed and ready. We want to know what foods to eat. We want to know how to take care of ourselves. Duh. Mystical, MSM. I'm so sick of YouTube censoring and shadowing and banning. I came onto YouTube at least half an hour ago, and this live stream did not come up for me in my feed. I was censored on YouTube, even though I have a few people on YouTube right now, right? Like, you're on there in that moment, Mystical. But I've been censored on YouTube 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago. They censored me on YouTube. So they only let a few people see if I'm on, or you have to look for it, and very few people can find my YouTube. I'm really shadowed bad on YouTube. It's actually incredible. Louis, and I'm totally censored on X. Totally censored. So the whole free speech thing on X, whatever that whole thing was, it wasn't for medical medium. Louise says, Sammy is so good. Bring on the Sammy. I laughed last time she visited. Thank you, Louise. I'm so glad you're not upset from Sammy coming on, because I got so much crap when Sammy came on here. People were so angry. They were like so mad. But a lot of people weren't. A lot of people were happy Sammy came on. All right. Let's see. I'm going to pick this one right here. Are you guys okay with that? Once we get this in the oven, I'm going to be talking about the pneumonia. What happens? Come on. I want to get there. Right? Taking out. I want to show you this. Ready? Check this out. This is how I do the pepper. Ready? Here's how I do it. I put the knife right here. Ready? See that? Watch this. See? You got this already set. See this right here? Throw that away. Take your hand in here, just like this. You see that? Boom. You see this. You see that. You see this. You see that. You see this? Look. Done. That's how I like doing my peppers. Just like that. All right. Nice. Nice. All right. I think I'm going to do a whole pepper in this batch, if you guys don't mind. Yeah, Sammy wants to come on, but she's got a UTI. She's got a cold sore. So she's got a fever blister. And she has some bloating. She has a really bad set of acne that came out. So she's got a whole acne breakout. Sammy has that plus UTI. Sammy also has the fever blister that came out, and she's sick with a cold. She says it's a cold. So that Sammy, when she's better, she's gonna come out and she's gonna talk about everything from protein to maybe other stuff too. Actually, she's gonna really go into it. If you guys don't mind, all right, hang it in there. Still have to talk about pneumonia because even though I kid around here and there about some stuff, it really is important that you know what's up, how the lungs work with this. All right, check that out. That is gonna be, it's gonna be incredible right there. Let's mix this up and get this in. Let's add some water to it. Boom. Nice. Okay, so water-wise, oh, I need lemon juice. What am I doing? What is wrong with me? Whew. These are mini frittatas. We need lemon juice. Now, we need lemon juice, quick. Not later, we need it now. Okay. Let's get some lemon juice in there, you guys. You guys, I get like nervous when I'm making the food for you guys. Because I feel like I can't mess up. I have to do it right. You know, if you guys aren't here, yeah, I'm like more like, you know, it's all right if I throw something in the air and I miss it. All right. Getting some lemon juice in here. These are going to taste so good. It's going to be insane. It's insane. Okay. So we did the oregano. We're doing the 1 3/4. We're doing 3.5 cups of water. That's what we're doing. But I'm going to be careful with the water because you don't want it too liquidy, so you got to kind of gauge it. All right. Here we go. There's the lemon. Woo! All right. Water. Woo! So water. It's just 1 cup of water right there. Let's do another cup. Am I going crazy? Is that too much? Did I mess up? Did I? Don't tell me this thing is going to be too liquidy. No. Come on. Don't do this to me. Not live in front of everybody. Don't embarrass me. No way. If you guys really love salt or something and, you know, just don't overdo it. But if you want a pinch of salt or something like that, you can put that in here. Can't wait to talk about pneumonia. Can't wait. All right, so let's get this in the muffin tins. Let's just make sure it's mixed up enough. You don't want like hunks of flour. You don't want all the hunks of glutinous wheat flour that I put in here. You don't want that gluten, all that protein, that glutinous flour in here, the gluten. Just kidding. This was chickpea flour. It was gluten-free. Come on. Have a sense of humor. It's okay. This is going to be... I love when people try to school me. And they're like, he does restrictive stuff. He makes you eat spinach soup. He's restrictive. But by the way, check out the way I eat. I eat Oh, a little portion of my special beef. I eat, oh, one hard-boiled egg slice just like this in here in the corner. I have 3 carrot sticks right here that my kids also eat. And I have a little piece of cheese here. It's like, dude, you're restrictive too. Unless you go to McDonald's and you're ordering the Big Mac, shut up. Shut up. Shut the up. I mean, I love it when the haters, whether dietitians or health haters, health influencers, they hate medical medium, they'll be like, he's too restrictive. He's keeping eggs out, right? He's keeping corn syrup out. He's keeping pork out. And then they go, but check out how I'm eating. And they have a tray, and the tray has like 1 hard-boiled egg all cut like that. Dude, if you're going to eat eggs, eat a freaking omelet and have half a dozen eggs with cheese. And like, I have this little piece of hardened cheese from France. I got this little bit of beef that's $1,000 a pound right here. And then I have this, and I have that, and it has to be pasture raised, and it has to be this. And in the end, you look at it, dude, you're restrictive too. Don't tell anybody that medical means restrictive when your stuff is restrictive. Unless you're eating anything you want and go into a restaurant and you just ordered a bacon double cheeseburger and a whole crap load of onion rings and the slimiest milkshake you've ever drank. Unless you're going out and eating that every day, you're restrictive too. You're restrictive too. So when you see that out there, you guys, if you see people doing that, you see like dietitians or health influencers or just straight medical medium haters that have a platform. If you see them saying how restrictive medical medium is and how they're starving people, the diet is, and orthorexia, if you see that, but then you see what they're doing, how they're eating like insanity. It's so restrictive. It's like, well, here's what they're doing. They got a little bit of the special grass-fed beef right here. If you're so damn worried about restrictive, why aren't you eating any beef? Why aren't you going and having a beef taco at some diner somewhere? Because you won't. Because you're restrictive. You're really restrictive. Has to be a certain little thing. They got a little hard-boiled egg cut here. They got a little bit of almonds right here. Some almonds. They have a little bit of cashews right here. And they have a radish right here. I go, are you freaking kidding me? Linda Wolf. I was a registered dietitian for 33 years, so it kills me to listen to Sammy. We're so misinformed in our profession. There is a lot of humor to Sammy. It's just embarrassing for me to watch. Sammy's 24 years old, and Sammy is going to come on, so we'll see. All right. Getting lost. Ready? Here's what we're doing. We got to put these little paper things in here. Check this out. Okay. I got these little paper cuppy things right here. Boom. 1. Let's get these in. Let's get this done. Because I want to talk about pneumonia. I'm worried for people if they're not at least partially prepared. Because who wants to be sick in bed? Who wants to be at the hospital with a bad case of bronchitis and then told they have walking pneumonia for the next month? And pneumonia can like really tire people out. It can just linger and linger. So many people who get it, they're just like in like this place where they've lost their energy. They can't get oxygen in their lungs. They have too much mucus drowning out their lungs. And it's really sad when there's things we can do. We can protect ourselves. There's information out there. If you're getting kicked off of IG at all, just go to medicalmeme.com. I'm streaming live right there right now. You can also go to Rumble, streaming live right there. YouTube's a little tricky because they have me shadowed on YouTube for 3.5 years now. You might be able to get in. You might not. If you are on YouTube, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like this video, give me the middle finger. All right. I'm filling these up right now. Now, what I'm doing is I'm trying not to make a mess. In AW's kitchen, though, there's kind of there's always a mess being made. And I'm just going to, first of all, I'm going to top these off, but I'm just going to get enough in here, like this. I just want to make sure there's enough going on here. All right, you guys, hang in there. There we go. Why am I? This is working out really good. I just got to clean that one little spot there. There we go. All right. It's actually looking pretty good. It's a couple little spots there. Okay, don't worry. Let's try this. Let's try a spoon. All right. Smart. Okay. You guys see these last three at all? The problem is you catch a flu, it knocks you down, lowers the immune system, you recover. You catch another flu, knocks you down, lowers your immune system, you recover. But you don't get this reprieve, right? You're getting knocked down all the time. Then the white lung mysterious pneumonia virus comes in, knocks us down, right? And then we recover, but our immune systems are beaten down over time. It's really difficult for so many people. And we have to look out for ourselves in any way we can. There you go. All right. This is going in the oven. And then we're going to get down to business. We're going to get down to this free talk. You don't have to pay. You don't have to subscribe and pay some fees. I'm just adding a little bit more to this one if we can. There we go. There we go. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this in here a little bit. That. Move that one in. All right, going in. I want to show you what it looks like right there, though. There you go. And I want to show you up close. Right, you guys? Can you see that? And can you see that right here? It's going in the oven. These are incredible. One's a little shallow. That can happen. All right, so it's 350 degrees. It's in. Woo! Yep. Let's get this cleaned up, and we're going to do Exhibit C. Or is it Exhibit D, should I say? Is it Exhibit E? Or Exhibit F? Let's see what we got. Whew. On IG, I don't find medical medium restrictive. Thank you. There is some serious haters out there that do. Meanwhile, if you look at what they're eating, they kill me now. MM restrictive? Restricted? Question mark? I have never eating as much as I do now. Exactly. How many times have you guys seen this? If you're seasoned and you've been around, how many times were you told, don't eat this, don't eat that? Let's do an all-cat. Let's check out your food allergy testing. Don't eat this, don't eat this. Let's check your IgG. Don't eat that. Try the FODMAP. Try this. Try eat right for this. Try to do that. And it's like, oh, restrictive here, restrictive here, restrictive here. It's just constantly like that all the time. Carnivore, restrictive, boom, you name it. Even carnivore guys that were preaching carnivore, they hit the wall, their brain didn't work, and they had to start bringing in fruit and honey and lemon because they were literally dying on straight carnivore. They were so restricted. And it's like now they're like, all of a sudden like functioning again because they're getting some type of sugar in them. I just had the pneumonia and almost died. We need to stop world travel. For real. FR. For real. All right. Dummy here. Whew. Crispy perspective. Oh my God, been through that and done that. So you've actually been through that. You're seasoned. You know what's up. You do. Right now, you guys, there's so much hate and attack on medical medium. It's unbelievable out there. and they're just so jealous, and they're all trying to sell all their programs, and they're trying to sell build their empires, and they're trying to do you name it, and they're so pissed at medical medium. They're tired of hearing people say, medical medium fixed me. Medical medium healed me. Medical medium literally changed my life, and I got better. I was bedridden. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear it. People are asking, when people ask about these bad bugs, it's important to answer and talk about it a little bit. So first of all, first thing to know, what is it? What is this bug? Well, the CBC, see how I changed the acronym? The CBC, right, says, oh, don't worry. It's not a virus. Don't worry. It is. It's viral. It's a virus. Yes, it is. Okay? It's another viral issue at hand, but no one wants to talk about it because they think everybody's just burned out from the last virus. So they're trying to say, oh, maybe it's mycoplasmic. Maybe it's bacteria. And that's what they're going by. But it's viral. Very important to know. Okay? So here's how it works. When you catch a bacteria, okay, our body does not do the same thing it does with viruses. So what people are getting is lung infections. So rapid critical lung infections. Those are only caused by cytokine storms. Cytokine storms. Bacteria does not create a full-blown cytokine storm. It's one thing if I'm sitting here and I'm just going to talk to you guys about this and say, white lung, pneumonia, build your immune system. It's another if I can at least, it's one thing to do that. It's another so you guys know what's going on. So you guys hear it here. You hear it here first. You know, you learn about it. You know the BS that's happening out there. Okay? Viruses, airborne, like the flu and like C, create cytokine storms, whether it's a small cytokine storm or a large cytokine storm. The only way to get pneumatic fluid in the lungs to this degree is you have to be doing some type of cytokine storm. And the only way to do that cytokine storm to this degree is it has to be a virus. It can't be bacteria. But see, that's how you know how foul the game is played and how bullshit the game is played out there. So that's just be like, oh, it's mycoplasma. It's bacteria. No. That can already be in you. And when your immune system gets knocked down by a cytokine storm from a virus getting into the lungs, then yeah, other bacteria can thrive. And in some people can thrive so much that you end up getting even more fluid and more problems and more issues. Another person, they may not have that type of bacteria that's really in their system that can elevate. Like they don't have enough strep and they don't have enough other varieties of bacteria. So they don't get that elevation of bacteria, but they still get the cytokine storm and the fluid in the lungs and the mucus. You guys, I want you to know, I didn't say stop world travel. That was I was reading a comment of someone who said they almost died from pneumonia and they said they would stop world travel. So that wasn't me saying it. What I say is make sure you have information wherever you're traveling. Make sure you have protocols and understand what's going on so you can protect yourself. And make sure you have that while you're traveling. And that's what I say. So the first lesson here in this exhibit is to know that when you see somebody going through white lung, they're going through a cytokine storm. Now here's the next part that's really critical to know. This tells you if it's virus. Get ready. If it's titled white lung. Why? They're titling it white lung because they're seeing scar tissue in the lung. They're seeing scar tissue in the lung. That's why. Why is there scar tissue in the lung? Because of a cytokine storm. Only a cytokine storm can create white scar tissue seen on the scans in the lung because of a virus. That's advanced information right there. Extremely advanced information about what's going on out there and how it works. It's just one thing to be like, oh, what is it out there? What's going on? Oh. It's another to actually know how it works. The virus enters in through your nose. The virus enters in through your mouth. You eat the virus if you're eating out, somewhere out and somebody coughed on the plate, you're eating the virus. You're breathing it in if somebody's sneezing. If somebody's breathing, you're breathing it in, you get it in. And when that virus gets in you, it goes down into the lung. It gets in the lung, and then there's a war. A war that ensues. So next piece. Next piece of critical information. Here it is. Right there. Your white blood cells. Your white blood cells and the virus that's going around right now. They go into battle. They fight. And as they're fighting and totally just pissing each other off and they're after each other and the virus is trying to kill the immune cell. That's what the virus is doing. It's trying to destroy and kill your immune cells. And your immune cell is trying to stay alive and it's sitting there trying to kill the virus. It's trying to eat the virus. And this war that's happening is the cytokine storm. And if the immune system is weakened and beat down, then the virus can bypass it and get into lung tissue and start to eat up some of the lung tissue cells, which creates a scar-like tissue. And that's what the cytokine storm in white lung is. And that's what's going around right now. So all these kids and adults are getting these scar tissue markers in their lungs where they don't really know what it is, but that's what it is. It's scar tissue. And that's what's going on there. Okay? So a tremendous amount of lymphocytes and white blood cells and killer cells die from this cytokine storm. So you're in crisis with the cytokine storm because your immune system is exploding just like this white blood cell just did. So it fell apart. It just, boom, exploded. And that's what happens. So when people are dealing with this, they're actually losing white blood cells left and right. Thousands of them. And then your bone marrow is going into overdrive, producing more white blood cells and more immune cells. And those are coming back up to the lungs, and the war still goes on. So finally, after things dumb down a little bit, you get an overload of mucus from this process. It starts out where the mucus doesn't start. The mucus starts out a little later. So this whole white lung mysterious pneumonia syndrome is mucus that starts a little later on, after already the war began with the cytokine storm. And as the war began, the war started to die down and finish, and what was left is now the mucus from the byproduct of all of the viruses that have been killed and destroyed by your immune system. And that byproduct helps to produce a tremendous amount of mucus and pus and yellow mucus and clear mucus. And all that mucus builds up in the lower sections of the lung. Because when it comes down to a bad virus, those are the viruses, the bad flu viruses, the bad C viruses, the bad white lung viruses. Those are the viruses that actually trigger off lower lung issues. They go deeper. They just don't sit up here where you have postnasal drip and you get like a cold in the head or a mild flu in the head. And then the drip goes down into your lung. No, that's not what's happening here. Someone can get a flu. The flu goes into their sinuses, gets into their head. It produces a tremendous amount of mucus. The mucus in their sinuses drains down as you're sleeping. Into the night, you're sleeping and it's draining down into your lungs. But it's draining down into the upper lungs, upper area of your respiratory. And then that's the cough and the crack and the cough and the carac. And that's what that is. You're trying to expel. You need the expectorants. You need it to come out. But the difference is when it's like the white lung, the mysterious pneumonia bugs, those viruses, they go deeper into the lung. They go into the lower lungs where they're sitting in there trying to do damage. And that's the difference. And now that's where you can't breathe good. And you feel like you're drowning in mucus and pus. And you're drowning in it. And that's what it feels like. You see, guys? And when you're in that position, you're kind of stuck. Where, whoa, do I go to the doctor? Do I go to the hospital? I can't breathe good. And they're throwing everything at you. They're throwing, the CPAPs at you. They're throwing the antibiotics. They're throwing you the steroids, the 5-day steroids. They're throwing everything they can at you to dumb it down. But that's what's happening. So right now on the rise is a virus tagged out there as white lung syndrome, something like that. And mysterious pneumonia. And what it is another pneumatic virus going in here, creating a cytokine storm by battling your white blood cells, going deeper into the lungs, the lower part of the lungs. And how much mucus is produced also depends on what you're doing for foods. If you're coming down with that baby, you don't want to be eating this. When you're coming down with that pneumonia, when you're coming down with any kind of bug, flu, virus, you don't want to be eating all that cheese and all that fat. You don't want to eat that. And there's C viruses going around right now. There's flu viruses going around right now. And then there's, boom, this virus going around right now. They're going to name it anything they want to name it, but right now they're keeping everybody from knowing it's a virus. But you never know. Maybe in a month they'll be like, that was a virus. That wasn't mycoplasma. That wasn't this. We'll see what happens. But you don't want to be eating this or too much of that when this stuff is going around. You don't want to be eating too much cheese. You don't want to be eating any cheese when this stuff is going around. You don't want to be eating eggs, especially eggs, when this stuff is going around. Okay? Right? You don't want to be eating those too. Because these feed the virus that's going around. So what's happening here, okay, is these babies are feeding that virus that's getting into people's lungs. It loves to eat this. And when it eats this, it gets stronger. More mucus is produced. A virus going around, flu virus, C virus, any kind of virus going around, produces mucus all on its own because it's leaving all this byproduct. Talked about that for years. The byproduct from pathogens, all that byproduct saturates the system, the lymphatic system, the liver, the lungs, and all that byproduct helps to build up all that mucus, all that pneumonia, yellow pus. Same with cheese. You don't want to be doing cheese when these bugs are around. You do the cheese, it's the same thing. You got to look out. It's these things that matter. If it was me and I was coming down with something, or I knew somebody that had something, I'd be cautious, making sure there's no cheese, there's no milk, there's no dairy products, there's no eggs. I would keep corn out. Make sure there's no corn syrup. I would keep the fats low. Make sure there's no pork. If you're a meat eater, right? Eat lighter if you're a meat eater. And I would make sure I would have that protocols book right there. I would make sure that's there because that's the greatest companion in times like this. You can actually know what you can do for yourself, how you can arm yourself, what you can look out for yourself with. It's all important. And this is free. This is free at the library. This is free now. And I'm not charging for this, you guys. Excuse me, did I put $33.99 on this thing? On the internet? Is this thing $40? No, and it cost me a lot of money to create and make. This right here is free. Check it out. Get the time tea going. Get the healing broth going. Go to medicalmeme.com. You can get the book there. You can get this there. You can go to amazon.com. Yes. I'm just showing. Let me check the frittatas. Let's go. Nice. Looking good. What you want to do is you want to stick a toothpick into the muffins, into the frittatas. I don't have a toothpick. So what I'm going to do is stick a chopstick in there. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Right there. So I'm going to put this in there in a minute. So just hang in there. I can't wait, you know. All right, so let's get into this. Exhibit E coming up next. I want to talk about sugar a little bit and sugar fear. Got a comment to read. So, how do we heal the scar tissue? All right. So our lungs like to regenerate. They like to heal over time. What I've noticed all these years is that the only way to heal scar tissue in lungs is antioxidants. High amounts of antioxidants, namely vitamin C is one of the best ones right there. Vitamin C is one of the big ones for healing scar tissue associated with viruses that are airborne. They get into the lungs, damage tissue, damage cells. Vitamin C is a big one. I'm just giving you one tool. There's plenty of tools in the Brain Saver protocols, but I'm giving you one powerful tool all on its own. Michelle says B12. That's important too. B12 is important for every single cell in the body. But if you can't do any of that, make sure you're staying away from a lot of the foods that gum up the works. And I'm just using that basic term, gums up the works. Okay? Like foods that dog the liver, foods that slow down the liver, foods that actually create a problem with the liver where so much mucus is being produced in the liver that the lymphatic system is getting the load, the excess mucus. And lymphatic drainage isn't going to cut it if you keep on dumping all of this stuff, these mucus-forming foods. Mucus-forming foods because pathogens are feeding on these foods. And that's a big reason why they're mucus-forming, because pathogens feed on these foods. It's a big part of it. And then the byproduct from the pathogens. And man, when this white lung comes through, and it's hitting the cities now, and everybody's coughing, their chest is tight, they're all walking around with walking pneumonia. And then they go and they eat a slice of pizza. They go and they eat 2 scrambled eggs. They go and they have, right, some cheese on a burger. If you want to be an animal protein person, keep the dairy products out. Keep even the pork out. Way too high in fat. Right? Keep the eggs out. Keep the milks out. Keep the goat cheese out. Keep the kefir out. All those things gone. Keep the whey out. Keep just anything related. Keep the colostrum out. Ugh. Yuck. Colostrum does nothing for our immune system, by the way. Probably one of the biggest scams on the market for 20 years now is colostrum. How many people tried that and they didn't get out of bed? How many people tried colostrum and they couldn't get out of bed and recover? This just doesn't work. But you don't want to be doing colostrum when that's happening right there. So I see all kinds of comments right there right now. Hold on, you guys. Check in. So technically like a half an hour really does it, but so I'm going to put this chopstick in here. A little bit more, we got a little bit more time to go. It's a little too moist in the center. If you guys see right there. All right. So, so right here on the stick, I'll show you. I gotta remember, we also have a cooking show here, and it is important to know. I forget we have a cooking show going on at the same time. See right there, it's just a little too moist on the center. Toothpick is all you need, but all I have is a chopstick. Forgive me. I might order some toothpicks. Okay. All right. Andrea, I'm currently living in Mattress City. Never really recovered from C-19. I tried keto, carnivore, and it made me worse. Bought 2 of your books, hoping to heal. Thank you. I don't know what books you have. Do you have Medical Medium New Edition? There's a protocol in here that's really good too. Now, what I like about this book right here, what I like about all the books, really goes heavy into Epstein-Barr. A lot of people are on Mattress Island because of long haul. Okay? Medical Medium information before COVID put out how flus and pneumatic viruses knock down our immune system so much that Epstein-Barr rises up. When Epstein-Barr rises up, okay, it rises up in our system and it beats us down and we end up in bed. So many people, because of the bugs going around, like C, end up on Mattress Island for a very long time because of Epstein-Barr. And Epstein-Barr rises up in their system and it keeps them neurologically sick and they're stuck in bed. Anybody going through that, get the Medical Medium New Edition, not the first book. This is the New Edition. It's much more packed. I added a whole nother book and a half to this. So just so you know, so you can learn about Epstein-Barr, or you can just go with the Brain Saver books. It's packed with the information for all the neurological symptoms. So if you're somebody on Mattress Island, take this to your doctor or anything. Just take a look at these books, learn the information, all the neurological symptoms in here, and then look for a protocol, customize it to yourself, take it one day at a time, even if it's just baby steps and one thing out of the protocols. Have hope, have faith. There is no question, no doubt. There is not a single bit of faith lost. There is tremendous hope that you can heal. Thousands upon thousands, and I mean thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands, and it's in the millions now around this planet, have healed because of medical meme information they've gotten off of Mattress Island. You can do it too. You can do it. You can heal. You can get off of Mattress Island. Be easy on yourself. Pat yourself on the back. You're not a bad person, and whatever you do, if you're stuck on Mattress Island because of C originally, or you're stuck on Mattress Island because you don't know where, do not hate yourself. Do not be hard on yourself, and don't think you have a faulty body. Don't think that you can't heal, because you can heal. You can, and you'll get out. You'll rise out of the ashes, and you'll look back. Don't let the haters or anything like that throw you. The track record is in these books and this information, and millions have healed around the globe, and that's why the hate is so heavy on Medical Medium. It's why the hate is so big and so heavy, because it's the light, and it's changed lives. It's completely changed the health movement, and it's brought people from literally their deathbed. It's brought people from just Couch Island. It's brought people from Fatigue Island, from Mattress Island, people who are really also really sick. It brought them back. They rose out of the ashes. They got better. Their neurological sensitivities, their symptoms got better and got better and got better. And they healed multiple sclerosis, ALS, and they healed. The track record is in these books. I haven't seen that anywhere else in the health movement whatsoever. And you know what they do? You know what I notice? All these health influencers, all these health program people and everything, they take one person It started getting better because they cleaned up their diet and they heralded it as like the greatest testimonial in the world. Yeah. Try thousands and hundreds of thousands of people that were bedridden and tried everything, and seeing them heal and get out of wheelchairs and get out of Mattress Island. That's what I call real track record in healing. If I had pneumonia, I would be sticking to eating fruits and leafy greens if I needed to. The healing broth, cucumber juices, the celery juice, the medical medium soup recipes, the medical medium shock therapies. Ask your doctor if that's right for you. I would keep the fats out. I would bring in the medical medium raw garlic therapy. But I would be doing different things. If you get the white lung, the pneumonia, I'm going to get those muffins out. They're ready. All right. I'm going to move the dummy over here. Got some nice red bell pepper there. Let's get these going. Michelle says, I still get shamed by people. Yep. No, I understand. I do. I understand. Okay? My heart pours out to you. Okay? Jennifer says, medical medium saved my life in 2016. That is everything. All right. Okay, guys. Let's do it. I'm going to take these out. Yep. Get them out of here. I'm going to try not to drop them. Note to self. Do not use a hand towel to get very hot items out of the oven, because there's always going to be this weird spot or something's up because it's not an oven mitt, and you can get like some really serious heat on your hand. But I'm okay. I did not burn myself, but I can tell you this. There was some hot shit going down. All right. Okay. Problem with the flu viruses is they knock our immune systems down. They bring them down to the ground, right? Our body has to go into overdrive and overload. And then other pathogens that are sitting inside of our body, like the HHV6s and the simplex 1s and cytoviruses and everything else in the Epstein-Barr, all start to rise up. And they rise up, and then they keep us sick with neurological symptoms. It's all the herpetic family viruses. They rise up. And that's the problem with these flu viruses, the C virus, the white lung virus. It all happens because, of that. And I've talked about this for years. I published this years ago. I've talked about it. I've done lives about it. I did a live about it in 2019, how these bugs knock our immune system down, creating that long haul, creating that boom, where now we're stuck, we're sick, creating that problem where we're now in bed after getting all these bugs. That's why every time something's going down, I come out here and I say to you guys, look, get the protocols. Make sure you have the protocols. Make sure you have the books. Seriously. Like that protocols book, that thing is priceless. Make sure you have it. And that's why I say this stuff. Make sure you get this. That's why I say this stuff. Okay? Sorry about IG. They won't give me the flip option, the mirror option. So they won't do that. So you always see everything backwards. All right. We got the muffins. Let's get them out. Whoa. Did you guys see this? Did you get a close-up on this? Look at that. I am going to do this. Take a look, you guys. Am I going to eat all of these? Someone asked a question, am I going to eat them all? Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to eat them all. Uh-huh. No oil. No fat. There's no oil in here. There's no grease in here. There's no pork in here. There's no lard in here. There's no vegetable oil in here. Like, seriously. I'm serious. No overt fats. There's no... You guys, there's fat in everything, but there's no overt fat in here. It's a hot tray. Look out. It's a hot tray. Nice. Welcome to my kitchen. I have made frittatas for you. This would be great with a pair or a glass of champagne. That's a hot pan. Move that over. Take a look, you guys. I'm going to show you guys on YouTube, IG, Rumble. I'm going to show you guys. How about that? Can I use that as a thumbnail? Hope so. You see, that would be amazing as a thumbnail. All right. I'm letting them cool down a bit. They got to kind of like settle. They're blazing hot. I'm going to eat one. Can I wait? I can't wait. Let me get a plate. I cannot wait any longer. Hungry. Hungry. Which one do I want? Do you guys ever do that? Like you don't know which one you want to pick. You don't know which one you want. Like, do you ever run into that where it's like, which one do I want right here? Like, which one? I'll take this one right here. Why not? And what I did was I put it in this little cupcake holder right there. Take a look. Right? That's what I did. Okay? Now, you can peel this back like this, the cupcake part. You got to let them settle. I noticed if you do that in the cupcake, it kind of sticks to the wrapper. You ever have that stick to the wrapper a little bit, the cupcake? Let me cut this in half. Okay. Having a little fun today. Yeah, that's incredible. It's like a bread I can't describe. I'm showing you guys here, and then I'm showing you. Wait, where am I going? Wait, oh, where am I going? Back and forth. Look at that. That's a cupcake. That's a frittata. Am I allowed to have some right now? Peel away some of the paper there. Nice. Oh, that looks good. Get the muffin wrapper away. There you go. Come on. Shut up. Come on, shut up. Oh, man. That fucking... Oh, excuse me, that freaking shit. That's Bronco, man. That's really good. Freaking. I was diagnosed with MS and healed. One of my brain lesions you healed with medical medium information. And focusing on sugar from fruits while reducing my fats. Usually they push high healthy fats for MS and brain health. Okay, I want to talk about that for a second. You guys, one of the most devastating things I've seen with multiple sclerosis is they push high fat. Awful. Lowers the immune system. Doesn't help somebody heal. And then they push the worst fats. I'm not like anti-fat. I mean, avocado. If you want to eat avocado, have some avocado. Have a really high quality like sesame seed or something. If you want to do a little nut butter, do a little nut butter. But I'm not against fats. That's not it. It's just that when you're really sick, the fats they load up on you, especially with multiple sclerosis or anything or any kind of condition, are the worst fats. And they load up too much of them. So good. Over there in IG, Wild Blueberry Dreams. A new study from MS News Today just came out showing a low-fat, mostly plant-based diet significantly reduced fatigue in MS patients. Sounds familiar? Uh-huh. 10 years ago. They're 10 years too late. Published it first. Uh-huh. And also published that the cause of multiple sclerosis is Epstein-Barr virus. Combination of metals too. And they poached and stole that too. They have no integrity. Well, that's the world we're in. You guys have figured that out now, right? You figured out how it goes? People don't give a crap. They just want to climb and get their accolades and get their achievements. They don't care who they step on. They don't give a shit about the chronically ill. And they don't care. They just want to build their empires as fast as possible. They'll step on anybody to do it. You better believe it. There's nothing wrong with being an entrepreneur or anything like that out there that people do. There's nothing wrong with that. But let me tell you this. They don't care about the chronically ill out there. I can tell you that. And they poach and steal published information that was already published in New York Times best-selling books. Gotta tell you, if you ever get invited out to a fancy restaurant with some fancy people, make sure you chew with your mouth open. And make sure you talk while you're chewing. And if you really want the best trick, if you ever get invited over to like a person's mansion, a bunch of rich people, a bunch of stuck-up rich people, what you do is you put some food in your hand, right? 2 hands, and you eat with 2 hands. You go like this. Excuse me, Mrs. I'm sorry, Duchess of, what did you say? Duchess of Dewsbury? What? These are really quite good, these tarts. Yeah. Princess of Nottingham? What did you say? Or, if it's not overseas or something, and it's in the U.S., and you're fine dining with here with some rich people that are stuck-up snobs, in the U.S., do this. I can't hear you. What? What'd you say? Lower that classical music down. Oh my God, Kiss? Did any of you guys catch the Kiss concert last night? Gene Simmons? Paul Stanley? Did you guys catch that? Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley last night? Their last show ever? Their last show? Madison Square Garden? Kiss? Did you guys catch that? That was insane. God bless them. God bless them. Pearl, ZZZZ, yes, I'm hearing your information being repeated by influencers on some health professionals a lot too now. And they are claiming the info as their own. I'm going to tell you right now, it's dozens and dozens and hundreds of influencers now that take published medical medium information. They claim it as their own to sell their products and stuff. And they don't cite anything, studies or anything to it that actually even connect to it. They are cheating people from healing. They won't say where it originally comes from. People are left with tidbits information which makes them interested to follow them. But yet in the end, they won't be able to get anybody better. And it's all a freaking scam. And they're doing it and building their businesses on the back of medical medium information, on the back of the medical medium books. They're doing it literally on the back, and they're doing it on the back of the chronically ill. And it's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Anyway, these are so good. It's actually sick. Oh, here's what's really sick. Meanwhile, some of those same influencers use the medical medium information and then talk shit about medical medium out there on social while they're stealing the information. Oh my God. It's like, do you guys believe there's a hell? I'm not trying to go there or anything like that, but do you believe there's a hell? Or, if you don't believe there's a hell, do you believe there's some type of reckoning? Do you believe there's some type of like soul realization right before we leave this planet? Do you believe that we gotta like fess up to our shit and what we've done and the stupid crap and the darkness we kind of went along with? Do you think we have to kind of like talk that stuff out before we leave planet Earth? Do you think so? Maybe you don't believe in a hell, but do you think there's some kind of reckoning we have to find peace with? Some type of situation when we're leaving this planet. Our soul has to say, you dumbass, the shit you did and led people down the wrong way by cheating this and cheating that and poaching this and stealing this, and you didn't give one rat's ass about the chronically ill, and you took that guy's information, and right when you're about to die, years down the road, you have to come to terms with that, and then the angels come and say, you dumbass, you think you're going to the highest heaven because you're so pure and mighty when you cheated millions of the chronically ill out there from getting the answers they need? It doesn't work like that. But what works like that? All right. Good. So good. It does work like that. All right, guys. On that frightful note, meanwhile, if they just told people where the information came from and weren't so just like trying to build their empires every second or cheat and this and do that, if they just had some integrity and they said, look, you're on Mattress Island because I read in the Medical Meaning book and heard from one of his podcasts that you got the Epstein-Barr, and that guy was known as the Epstein-Barr guy. He's the one that published MS is even caused by Epstein-Barr. Go check out his stuff and heal, man. And after you heal, maybe check out my stuff after. But no, they won't do that. Because they're sick bastards. Mm-hmm. That's right, Jenny Mac. Oh, you want to hear a story? You guys want to hear a story? Okay. I know somebody personally, right, that was bedridden back in 2011. Okay? 2011. And they couldn't find answers. So they went to a chiropractor that knew a little bit about alternative medicine in 2011. That chiropractor mentioned to them, could be Epstein-Barr. But the chiropractor never mentioned where the chiropractor got that information. That chiropractor never said that they were a client of medical mediums in 2011. And that to get you out of bed off of Mattress Island, you need to get a hold of that guy and start learning how to do it. And then that person stayed bedridden because that chiropractor wouldn't tell them that they found out about Epstein-Barr from being a client to medical medium. Yeah. So that chiropractor, though, didn't want to lose pride or ego or whatever the heck it was, however you want to say it, and didn't want to say to the person who was bedridden, look, I talked to a guy. He knows all about what's going on with your nervous system, and he knows all about what's going on with Epstein-Barr. You need to at least try to contact him, and if not contact him, maybe I will because I'm a client of his, and I'll contact him and tell him about your situation and maybe get some tips or something so I can work through you through him. But no, he didn't do that because this chiropractor did not want to fess up that he didn't know anything about what he was saying, but he knew just enough to make it look like he knew something. So the person who was sick in bed dying had no way to heal. But guess what? Years later, that person found me years later and told me personally what happened and told me the chiropractor's name, which was a client of mine. And it was so sad because the woman went through years of suffering. I'm talking years of suffering. She asked him several times what more could she do, and he withheld the information about me and Epstein-Barr and all that I knew, and even working through me to help her. And that is how it works. And that's just one example of the thousands that's happening right now with medical medium information because It's dark and dirty, and the health movement's dirty and nasty and stinky and slimy. And you see it every day from the people running the ads to the medical medium community. You see it every day with them stealing the heavy metal detox information and the heavy metal information they would have never known. You see it every day. It's a gnarly, gnarly, gross, disgusting world out there. And people don't give a shit about the chronically ill, but they give a shit about the bottom line, the money they make, and they want to reel in the chronically ill so they can sell them all their shit and programs and garbage and everything. Anyway. All right. And Harry says that was very evil. It was very evil. It's sad and it's unfair. And what happened was this person believes that God led them to the first book. Because that chiropractor didn't. And that person suffered on Mattress Island for another 4 years. And they believe that the angels and God led them to the first book. And by chance, somehow, some way, the door opened up. And they were able to tell me at a live event, when I was walking through that event, at a live medical medium concert in 2015, they were able to tell me in the spring of 2015, when I was live in Colorado, in Denver, they were able to tell me and stop me and say, Mr. William. And I said, what? What? Because I'll talk to anybody. I said, what? And they said, Mr. William, I have to tell you a story. And I said, okay, tell me that story. And I sat down. I was supposed to go live in 10 minutes. And there was 3,000 people in the audience just to see me in 2015. The place was packed. Tickets were sold out. And I sat down. I pulled a chair to the corner. And I sat down with that person before going live. And I saw people freaking out. I saw the producers freaking out. I saw everybody freaking out saying, what the hell are you doing talking to that person? And I said, just calm down. I said, wait, calm down. I want to hear this story. And I sat down and I heard that whole story right there about what happened. And that's how screwed up our world is. Meanwhile, that chiropractor had an opportunity to do the right thing. That person was led to that chiropractor to be led back to medical medium. And the chiropractor made the wrong choice. And that choice is on their soul. Just like I see chiropractors constantly like advertising to the medical medium community using medical medium information, but leading them to a whole bunch of BS. But they're using info. It's on their soul. Anyway, all right, you guys. A lot of good stuff happening, by the way. Santara, good to see you. God bless you, too. A lot of good stuff happening. Coming up. Just letting you know. All right. God bless. And if you don't believe in God, universe bless. If you don't believe in the universe, creator bless. If you don't believe in the creator, then light bless. If you don't believe in the light, bless. Being blessed by light, being blessed by the universe, being blessed by the angels. If you don't believe in angels, if you don't believe in anything, that's okay too. If you believe it's just a rock we're on and we're floating in space and the earth is flat and not round, I still got respect for you. Take care. Figures they paused me. Well, it looks like it's low battery. Maybe that's why. Alright. Bye, guys.